Shout out to Felix Gray for sponsoring this update. If you suffer from eye strain because you use computers quite a bit, either for work or for gaming, well, Felix Gray offers glasses specifically designed for people like you that filter out the blue light and give your eyes a bit of a break. Try them with free shipping and free returns when you visit felixgrayglasses.com/no. Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashley. We knew that the Xbox One X was selling well past Microsoft's predictions. We reported on that yesterday, but now we're getting a few more details about what that actually means. According to Xbox head of marketing, Aaron Greenberg, we will call him that forever now, I think, their total inventory of the Scorpio edition of the console sold out in less than a day, and they'd actually originally expected that to last a week. In addition to that, it also looks like the system may already be faring better than the PS4 Pro in 2017, at least according to Amazon. Games financial analyst Daniel Ahmad shared that information on Twitter, linking to Amazon's year-to-date bestsellers page for the video game category, which shows the Xbox One X leading PS4 Pro, which is, I'm sure, very good news for Microsoft. To be fair, it's just one retailer, and the bulk of PS4 Pros were probably sold when it launched last year, not this year, but all that still bodes very, very well for the most powerful console ever made. 6 teraflops! With Uncharted: The Lost Legacy out now, it looks like Naughty Dog's The Last of Us 2 team might also be kicking things into high gear, seeing as they released an image on social media yesterday advertising a variety of openings. Co-lead designer Anthony Newman wrote, "Dude, we are hiring in a very real way. Single player level design, we have a contract spot perfect for junior people. There's also multiplayer and UI spots. So it looks like Last of Us 2 could have multiplayer again, similar to the factions mode from the first game." It's been a while since we've seen a lot besides last year's teaser trailer, which was very exciting regardless, but maybe we can look forward to something new at PSX that's happening in December. I mean, I think we'd all like to see it for sure. We're all just impatiently waiting. Strategy shooter XCOM 2 just got its big expansion, War of the Chosen, bringing new harrowing layers and nemesis-like bad guys to the already difficult title. Some early reviews are dropping ahead of next week's launch, and so far, it's in pretty good standing on both Metacritic and OpenCritic, with an 89 on both of those sites, at least at the time of writing. However, keep in mind, it's just a handful of reviews. Caveats aside, the early reviews for War of the Chosen seem to have come to the general consensus that it is bursting with content, which is good, improves on the base game in almost every way, which is good. Game Informer writes in their 9.3 review, War of the Chosen contains so much new content that it could almost have been called XCOM 3. Every mission dishes out a new enemy, mission type, or environment, which allows the game to remain fresh for several dozen hours. War of the Chosen's wealth of interwoven systems might overwhelm newcomers, but strategy nerds willing to master the nuances will be treated to one of the most rewarding strategy games in years. So, if you've been waiting for more XCOM, you're gonna be very happy. Gamescom has brought a flood of Final Fantasy 15 news thanks to the newly announced Pocket Edition, the PC versions, as well as hints that the game will be coming to Switch potentially. But despite the game's success, we shouldn't start expecting Square Enix to make a Final Fantasy 15 2 anytime soon. Director Hajime Tabata told Polygon he'd rather support the main game with more content. He said, "If you do that full sequel model of expanding on an IP or a series, it's good in certain ways. The negative of that is there's a very large open period where you're not releasing anything. In that period, you get people to move away and their attachment to the franchise dissipates a little bit." That's not the only Final Fantasy 15 news for today though, because this is kind of crazy, but Ubisoft and Square Enix have just announced a collaboration between their game and Assassin's Creed Origins, which means that Final Fantasy 15 will be getting an Assassin's Creed festival and full-on outfits for Noctis and the gang, plus assassin-like abilities. If you're itching for that kind of admittedly weird but cool-sounding collaboration, it starts up on August 30th. Do we possibly have a launch date of one of the year's most coveted third-party releases? Might be the case, judging by an Amazon UK listing for the Nintendo Switch version of Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. The retailer put up the legendary RPG on its website this week, giving a tentative release date of October 23rd, 2017. For the record, that's a Monday, makes it a little bit dubious, so don't hang your hat on that just yet. As always, take the retail listings with a grain of salt, but while they're generally not 100% accurate, often they do give us an idea of the window we're looking at. Whatever the case, let's hope that Bethesda makes something or anything official soon. There's more drama in the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds community, of course. This latest case involves stream honking, which is when a stream viewer hops into a game, follows the streamer around in a vehicle, honking their horn. It's the latest version of stream sniping. Needless to say, streamers hate it. Recently, it happened to popular streamer Mr. Grims, and after the stream honker posted a clip of the incident on YouTube, Mr. Grims had the clip taken down due to a copyright claim. This, of course, got the attention of Ethan Klein of H3H3 Productions, who criticized Mr. Grims' actions in getting the clip removed. Mr. Grims finally backed down and apologized. At the end of the day, the larger issue is apparently stream sniping. Hopefully Battlegrounds can figure out a way to crack down on it a little bit, although they have also banned people over it, and that will also maybe not be the answer. It's tough. Maybe just hide the server details. There's one thought. Anyway, here's a tip for all politicians. If you're gonna make a video game reference, and look, we get it, you want that young audience, you wanna make those video game references, but maybe ask one of your younger staffers to fact check it. US House Republicans put out a press release yesterday about tax reform, and for some reason, they made a reference to The Legend of Zelda and Nintendo. The statement said that the first Zelda game was released in 1986, only 1 year after Nintendo's founding in 1985. The point they were trying to make was that the last major tax reform was also back in the 80s. Okay, cool, get it. Problem is, facts on that, totally wrong. While they were right about the first Zelda game, Nintendo as a company was founded a long time before 1985. It was started way back in 1889 when they made playing cards. The GOP pulled the item down from its website after probably a million actually replies from gamers. Better luck next time, guys, but seriously, actually. Gamers in the West have wanted a localization of Mother 3 for ages now, but it looks like that's probably not ever gonna happen. Sorry. Oh, and Rhythm Heaven? Yeah, don't get your hopes up for another one of those games either. Destructoid quotes sources who say that Nintendo doesn't see a future for either Mother or the Rhythm Heaven series outside of Japan, which is tragic, but there you are. The source says that former Nintendo president Satoru Iwata was a driving force behind the Rhythm Heaven series and a consistent advocate for Nintendo of America to at least look at the possibility of Mother 3 finding a new audience in the United States and Europe. With him gone, there is no one at Nintendo pushing for either anymore. So that's a bummer. I mean, we were already really sad about Iwata, but now it's worse. Alright, we've got a bunch of random news tidbits from the DC Extended Universe, so let's run through those really quick. First up, Matt Reeves, who is directing the new Batman movie, said in an interview that it won't be part of the larger DCEU. He told a radio station, "When Warner Brothers approached me, what they said was, look, it's a standalone, it's not part of the Extended Universe." Meanwhile, speaking of the big extended universe, don't look for Lex Luthor in the new Justice League movie. In a Q&A session, Batman on Film's Bill Jeet Ramey said that Jesse Eisenberg, who portrayed Luthor, doesn't have a role in the Justice League movie. And one more bit of DC news, apparently Jared Leto and Margot Robbie are going to reprise their roles as Joker and Harley Quinn. No, this is not the Joker origin story we reported on yesterday. No, this is a movie starring the two of them together. The Hollywood Reporter described it as a criminal love story, and as one source called it, an insane and twisted love story. When Harry met Sally on Benzedrine, because that's exactly what we needed. It's set to be written and directed by Glenn Ficarra and John Requa, who made the film Crazy Stupid Love. I mean, I liked Crazy Stupid Love, but I don't know, Jared Leto, Joker, Harley Quinn. I don't know how to feel about this. Skeptical. Let's leave it at that for now. Author George R.R. Martin says he does watch Game of Thrones, but he admits that he's actually not caught up on the current season. While Martin was involved in writing episodes of the show during its early seasons, he hasn't done so in recent years, and he says he's been busy working on the newest book. Of course, the show's diverged quite a bit from the books since then. They're going their own way now, and in an interview with Metro, Martin says that his novels and the TV series have absolutely gone separate ways, leading to a much different body count on screen than on the page. He added, "On the screen, characters are killed right and left. About 20 of them have died already, which are quite alive to me and will appear in a new book." 20's a lot. Martin is still working on The Winds of Winter, the 6th book in the series, and he recently said he's months away from finishing it. Yay! But there's been no release date set for it yet. Would advise you not to get your hopes up for it anytime soon. Meanwhile, season 7's finale of the Game of Thrones TV show airs Sunday on HBO and should be very exciting, and we expect that it's gonna have a pretty high body count. I'm so curious who's alive in the books that's now dead in the show. I mean, did Sept of Baelor not happen? Did Battle of the Bastards not happen? We need to know. We need that book. It's no secret that we're living in polarized times, especially when it comes to hot button issues like climate change. And some people claim that if we just knew more of the science behind controversial subjects, then we could all come together. Turns out, maybe not so much. A new study from Carnegie Mellon University reveals that scientific information doesn't do all that much to change someone's mind about an issue. And in fact, if someone is already predisposed to disbelieve scientific evidence about topics like climate change or stem cell research or whatever the topic may be, it may actually increase their disbelief to have those studies. So, it's a bummer. Means solving some of these major problems, like, for example, climate change, may be even harder than we thought because no one cares about science. Alright, that's the news we have for this roundup. Let us know what you think of these stories in the comments down below. To make sure you get news from every corner of the internet every day, like this video. If you're new around here, subscribe to the know. Thanks to Felix Gray for sponsoring this update. If you use PCs a lot, either for work or, like me, for work and a lot of PC gaming, you can notice a little bit of strain after a few hours on your eyes. Felix Gray offers glasses with lenses specially designed to filter blue light and eliminate glare, which are two big culprits behind that eye strain. The glasses themselves are crafted from premium Italian acetate, and their blue light filtering material is built into the lens, so they're effective, but they don't have that yellow tint or color distortion you sometimes see in computer glasses. I've been wearing them for about a week now while using the PC a lot for work and also while I've been playing games, and so far I have found that my eyes are less tired and fuzzy at the end of the day, which is always a good thing. If you want to try them out and give your eyes a break, Felix Gray offers free shipping and also free returns, so if you decide they're not for you, you're not out a penny. Get yours at felixgrayglasses.com/know.